Okay, so my tweet was simply this. Hi PlayStation, we noticed a lack of representation of women in color, in specific, black women reviewing your console. I'd like to volunteer myself if you need help in finding people to do so. And I have written reviews for Tom's Hardware and would love a chance to do so. Thank you.
So unfortunately, one of my favorite YouTube channels, Inside Gaming, has gone completely to shit over the last couple of years. As we all know, Machinima died, and thank God for that. But with its death, many of my favorite characters from the crew there, like Ricky and Elliot, started their own channel, and so did Bruce Green, along with a few others, while the rest of them joined up with Rooster Teeth. Once again, more and more of them began to leave, and just last month, a couple of my favorite creators from Machinima and Rooster Teeth were found to be dirtbag child predators. My point being, Inside Gaming has gone to shit ever since my favorite characters on the team either left or were outed for being pedophiles, so I haven't really been keeping up with the channel until I saw this horse shit. So another YouTuber that I watch pretty often uploaded a video about this exact issue that I'm going to be talking about today. I didn't even finish his video before deciding that I was going to give my own take on it, considering how I used to be such a big fan of the channel and seeing how it's just gotten worse and worse over the last couple of years, and it really sucked just seeing this shit, and it really pissed me off. Basically, Griffin uploaded a video where he discussed the abundant hypocrisy and idiocy of the statements made by everyone in this video. Both women in the video ended up getting so angry because of completely fair critiques he made about the video that they formed a mass flagging spree on his video. The video subsequently was demonetized, and he had to take it down in fear that his channel would get a strike, or even worse, get deleted entirely in the state of YouTube as we know it today. As soon as I saw that, I knew I had to make this video because not only was I already fired up by this retarded take these two women had, but now they did something that goes completely against TOS by having their cringe mob mass flag his video and get it taken down because they were mad he exposed them for being idiots. And that really just gave me another great reason to make this video. It's absolutely insane that she had the audacity to say that Griffin's fans were going out of their way to harass her, and directly after sent her own mob to go and flag his video. This situation is just absolutely disgusting, both on her part and YouTube for actually flagging this video because Griffin did nothing wrong. Who knows if his video would have actually gotten taken down? From what I could see when I watched the video, he didn't do anything that was against TOS. He actually said something about wishing he could say more, but because of YouTubers' creator protection policy, he couldn't really say what he really wanted to say. And from his previous videos, I know for a fact that he was holding back. The fact that YouTube would strike Griffin's video for absolutely no reason just shows their extreme level of bias. This is something that happens all the time, and a lot of people are not talking about it. It's something that we need to talk about more. It's a huge issue. One of the biggest things that bugs me is just the fact that Griffin didn't fight it, but I do understand he didn't want to get his channel taken down, but just the fact that they were able to win, fuck him over, and take his video down pisses me off, and that's part of the reason why I'm making my video, to do the same thing he did, expose them for their utter hypocrisy and idiocy that they stated in this video, but I'm going to do it in a way where I know that my video will not be taken down, so they can do nothing to me. I'm not afraid of them flagging me because there's no reason that my video would be taken down. Nothing that I say in this video is against TOS. This is purely critique of their video. I'm not trying to say that I'm some sort of hero and that I'm doing God's work, but I know how long it takes to edit and upload videos, especially while you're in school and you're working full time. So the fact that all of his work went to waste and they were able to win pisses me off, and I refuse to let idiots like this win. I'm a fan of Griffin, and even though I'm relatively small, I believe that we as content creators need to stick up for each other and not allow this bullshit to happen. If we keep letting stuff like this happen, nobody will have free speech. We're gonna live in a communist society where they censor everything, and I refuse to let that happen. The only one who did anything wrong here was her and the other woman who was a part of the false flagging. Unfortunately, even if you are a black female, you can't false flag someone's video just because they don't agree with you and expose you for the hypocritical idiot that you are. Lastly, before Before I begin breaking down the stupidness of this whole situation, I want to make it very, very clear I am simply making this video for critique purposes. I explicitly do not advise that you go and harass anyone in this video because, for one, they do not deserve any more attention, and two, I do not want to be liable for anyone going and saying anything on my behalf, so just watch the video and let's talk about it in the comments. When you upload a video to YouTube, you should expect critiques, and if you can't handle that, don't fucking upload to YouTube. Okay, so with that all out of the way, let's expose this video for the total and utter trash that it is.
The conversation we're about to have is really important, and I hope you guys listen to it with like an open mind and an open heart and don't decide to be internet jerks. That's all.
So basically, this whole conversation about why you deserve a free PlayStation if you are a black woman is very important, and if you disagree with her, she will mass flag your video and call you a white supremacist.
Let's jump into it.
So we are now in the midst of the release of the next gen consoles, PS5, Xbox Series X. Steph, who has been on the show before, has access to both of these consoles and has some really wonderful unboxing and impressions. But I wanted to talk to you about something that I saw you posting about on Twitter, along with Zombie Kills, who we're also speaking with. So the gaming industry, of course I don't need to tell you, has a long perceived history of being for white cis males and made by white cis males.
Ah yes, the almighty white cis male, the scourge of the gaming industry and destroyer of minorities. Okay, so an industry that is predominantly made up of white males is catered towards white males. That seems kind of weird. It's almost like that makes complete sense. I hate this argument so much. It's like saying, oh, you know, rap has always been by and for black males, and we really need more white rappers to create some diversity. All jokes aside, let's take a look at this actual study done by the International Game Developers Association, where they surveyed 1,116 people. And now, while this is a relatively small number compared to the actual population of the world, it's relevant, reliable statistical information rather than just an assumption or perception, as he says in the video. The survey shows that 71% of surveyors answered male and 81% answered white. I mainly wanted to include this in the video to show that I am not simply going off of perception, and that will matter as we get further along into the video, as they try to claim the game industry is racist because it caters to its general audience. Like I said in my example before, the rap industry doesn't explicitly try to cater to white people, as that's not their main demographic, and you don't need a business degree to understand that. And now, this is not to say that all of the game industry should only cater to white males, but that is simply and bluntly the predominant demographic of the industry.
And that it's, you know, it's kind of a boys club and it's very whitewashed, especially if you look at protagonists and creators.
Yeah, that's just cherry pick 2 examples of white protagonists in video games to strengthen our point that video games are whitewashed. Let's not include any of the leading male minority characters in video games or lesbian characters like Ellie from The Last of Us, because that doesn't align with our narrative.
And I think we're seeing now more and more people of color and black creators step into the spotlight and get the opportunity to create, and it's really cool to see. But we've seen through the actions of these big gaming companies like Sony and Microsoft that maybe that's moving a little more slowly in some places than we would like to think. I first realized that when I saw your thread on Twitter pointing out that it was mostly white men getting Xbox Series X's, at least in the first run of it. Yeah.
Okay, so Microsoft and Sony are basically racist because they didn't give her a free console. That's the gist of her argument. She uses examples of big name tech review channels who got the console early, and once again, if we look back at her statistics, this industry is predominantly made up of these kind of people. The funny thing is, I have seen multiple minorities that got a free console, as well as celebrities like Travis Scott and Logic, as well as minority YouTubers like Marquez Brownlee, Your Average Gamer, Soldier Knows Best, Lamar Wilson, and many more. And now you may be saying, okay, they are minorities, minorities, but they aren't women. And if you did, you would be right. But as we saw with our statistics, I will keep returning back to throughout the video game industry is predominantly made up of males. So this makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Also, most, if not all of these channels have 1 million subs, which from a marketing standpoint makes a lot of sense. As a business, do you think you would get a higher return on investment by giving a free console to someone with only 400 subs or someone to 1 million, no matter their race or gender? I think you can answer that question for yourself.
Yeah, like, you know what? I think just this year in particular, it has just taught me to not just say anything. Speak up. If there's a problem, try and fix it, or try and say something until the right people get the attention. Because it's a thing of I wasn't happy, and it wasn't about me just getting an Xbox and, you know, a PS5 and stuff. It was about, where are the black women who are able to actually review these consoles?
Yeah, that's a good question. Where are they? I'm sorry, but I have seen very few black women that are gamers, and that's not to say that they aren't out there. I'm 100% sure that they are, but I think they are just either not on YouTube, and if they are, they probably just don't have that many subs, so I haven't seen their videos. Also, why were you so deserving of getting a free console over an Asian woman or a Hispanic woman? Why specifically do you need a free console because you are black? How does that make any sense? We can obviously see that women in general make up a much smaller portion of the gaming industry, so by your claims of the gaming industry being so heavily predominated by white males, why aren't we talking about the fact that women in general aren't in the spotlight? This sure doesn't sound like equality to me, and it sounds like you really did just want a free console.
Where are the LGBT community that I want to hear from and their experiences?
So unfortunately, I guess it's kind of hard to find specifically LGBT people who are gamers, because it seems like they aren't making being LGBT their entire identity on YouTube, so I can't just search gay dude playing games. But I did actually find this guy, Derrick Gordon, who is an openly gay black man who uploads gaming content. Derrick actually seemed like a genuinely cool dude who's not just making being gay or black his entire identity, so I'm going to leave a link to his channel in the description if you guys want to check him out. Now, unfortunately, just because he's gay and black, he didn't get a free Xbox or PlayStation. But it's still cool to see that there is not only openly gay gamers here on YouTube making videos, but also openly gay minorities. Kinda seems like this whole argument about gaming being only for white straight males isn't really holding up too well, is it?
That thread in general was something I don't regret, because it's opened a lot of eyes to a lot of people, but at the same time, a lot of people try to sweep it under their feet. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna just take it upon myself. Myself and Timmy from the Nerd Council, make sure you guys follow, you know, their platform.
Look, I'm not trying to be an asshole here, but this dude only has 600 subs and gets like 100 views max on a video. So once again, I don't really see what he has to offer either company in terms of marketing, which is the main reason they give out these free systems. But anyway, let's move on.
Me and him came together and, you know, we said, listen, enough is enough. We need to make a statement. Both companies were talking about play has no limits, power your dreams. But if that's what you're promoting, why is that not reflecting on your launches? Okay,
so please explain to me what power your dreams and play with no limits has to do with giving black women free shit. I'll wait.
You tweeted at PlayStation with some really great tweets, which you were just telling me got a decent amount of attention.
Okay, so my tweet was simply this. Hi PlayStation, we noticed a lack of representation of women in color, in specific, black women reviewing your console. I'd like to volunteer myself if you need help in finding people to do so. And I have written reviews for Tom's Hardware and would love a chance to do so. Thank you.
I really wish I was black so I could use my gender and race politics to blackmail a company into giving me free hardware. But unfortunately, I'm just a cis white male. Feels really bad, man. Yeah, so this girl Zombie Kills, who at the time of this original video only had about 400 subs, she's at a little over 1K now, volunteered herself to get a free PS5, essentially for no other reason than she's black and female. What makes it even funnier is the fact that she can't even spell representation correctly. I think that says a lot right there. She uses the fact that she has written reviews for Tom's Hardware, some irrelevant site I have never fucking heard of before, as another reason why she should get a free console to review. The level of stupidity here is honestly astonishing. The fact that she has the audacity to call out PlayStation for not giving her a free system just because she's a black female is so contradictory to all of the other points about inclusivity. She literally contradicts herself within the first sentence by saying that there is a lack of representation for women of color, but specifically calls out black women. So you just excluded all other women of color so that you could selfishly ask for a free console. At no point in the rest of this video does she bring up any other race. She only talks about black people. Where is the representation for Hispanic or Asian women? This is so stupid.
And those tweets came from a place of frustration because PlayStation had just dropped the Black Lives Matter background maybe 2 days before. It seemed incredibly disconnected that PlayStation was pushing Miles Morales, which is their leading console title, arguably, and then to push a Black Lives Matter UI wallpaper. It seemed hollow. The narrative seemed hollow.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with you that Black Lives Matter wallpaper was stupid, but you know what that wallpaper and your argument both have in common? They're both very hollow.
I wanted to admonish it publicly, but also I don't like offering up problems without solutions. And I'm arguably, and this is not me being, well, look at me, but I'm arguably one of the most visible black women in gaming at the moment.
Really, Queen? No.
Get your head out of your ass. You are not at all close to the most visible black woman in gaming. It literally took me 5 seconds to find these 3 black women, all of which have more subscribers than you, and don't use their race and gender to try to get free shit. Why do you, a channel with barely any subs, deserve a free PlayStation more than any of these other 3 women that have a much wider reach than you? Why didn't they use their race and gender to beg for a free PlayStation? Because they aren't idiots blaming white males for their problems. They just make content and don't bitch and complain like everyone else.
And I'm qualified to do a review on it. Why didn't you think of somebody like me? Somebody who was on IGN Beyond, talking about, this stuff. Why didn't you think of somebody, black in the space, Stephanie or Cypher of Tyr or any of the just number of black women in this space, why didn't you think of us? Why are we the very last to be thought of consistently?
I also looked up Cypher of Tyr, this lady who I think is a furry based on that profile picture, which just makes everything even better. And she has her sub count disabled and gets about 30 views per video. Now, I'm not trying to hate on anyone's view count. I'm no PewDiePie. I'm simply breaking down these dumbass arguments that this woman is making because it absolutely infuriates me that people are able to strong arm companies with race politics to get what they want that they in no way deserve.
I'm very vocal as opposed to somebody else who isn't as vocal but wants to say something. If I can be that spokesperson for that person, let me be it. Let me carry, the cross on my back. It then kind of allows, more people to come after us. That's one of the reasons why I approached Xbox with this sort of thing, and why I said to Sony, yo, you guys need to diversify your pool, you guys need to diversify your launch process, your review programs, because it's not fair, especially because it's already a struggle for us as black POC content creators and people in the games industry to even be noticed, and then big huge companies which we invest so much of our time and money in are not looking at us to be part of it. It speaks for itself, and it's kind of unfortunate that I've had to go up to them and say, listen, there needs to be a change.
Did you ever think that maybe the reason why you don't get noticed is not because of your skin color or gender, but because you don't make good content or content that a lot of people are interested in? Man, I wish I could blame the fact that I don't have 1 million subs yet on the fact that I'm a white man in a crowd of white men making gaming content, trying to make it on YouTube. But I know that that's not going to get me anywhere. The only real reason for anyone to make it on YouTube and get noticed is to make good content. It literally has nothing to do with your race or gender. And once again, the reason why these companies send out these review copies to influencers is because they have a marketable reach. If you had a good reach, they probably would have sent you a system to review to make more money. Maybe instead of blaming the white people for not getting noticed, just make better content.
Did they improve? Did they pivot at all? And what's next?
I think Xbox pivoted. Xbox pivoted pretty freaking hard, right? I called them out on IGN, and I spoke out about it that I didn't see disabled people with them. I didn't see marginalized groups in general with their Xboxes, and I don't know if I had anything to do with it, but all of a sudden, the second wave of people got them, and it was predominantly disabled creators and creators of color.
Jesus Christ, you can really see how much this woman is full of herself. I highly doubt you had anything to do with them giving out more systems. They wouldn't make a decision like that based on some idiot's post on Twitter. Also, it took me 2 seconds of research to find this transgender person review how accessible the Xbox Series X is at launch by showing the fact that the adaptive controller for the Xbox One still works for the Series X. I will say I did not find any videos of disabled people with an early Xbox, but it's still pretty cool to see that Microsoft really is doing everything that they can to make sure that anyone can play games, even if they have limited mobility. But if you believed everything this woman says, you would just think they're a bunch of racist bigots.
Now, they gave out a few to black women, but we still aren't there in what feels like a substantial way to us. If you give out 5 or 6 consoles to black women, but you've given them out to 20 black men, you're still missing the fact that black women are underrepresented in this picture. And rolling them out to us as the second half of a launch instead of allowing us the first half of major access on what that could do to help grow and help set those content creators up for future opportunities is kind of shitty.
Look at that fucking grin on her face. Yeah, I just used my race and gender to get free shit. Hell yeah, dude. That shit worked easy, fucking white boys. Fucking stupid white idiots, thanks for the Xbox. But here we go with a bunch of more baseless claims. Your skin color or gender should not make you more qualified for a new Xbox or anything for that matter. Just because you are a black woman does not mean you deserve free shit. Holy fuck. You didn't get a free Xbox until you bitched and complained on Twitter and tried to make Microsoft and Sony look racist. And that is because you had 400 subs. You have no marketable audience. And you have no real reason for them to give you a system to review, you fucking idiot. How do you not realize they are here to make money, not to appease your race war? Nobody gives a fuck what race or gender you are. They care if you make good content, which you clearly don't. There are so many other women out there that have voices that I believe should be heard. So why do you specifically deserve free shit, and why don't they?
It wasn't us just going to them and saying, hey, we want new Xboxes, you know, that's it.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my god, stop you fucking lying.
It's actually, okay, we're going to need to sit down after launch. We're going to show you these figures. We're going to show you the impact that us as black creators have done for your launch, and show you guys that we just, you know, we are just as important as everyone else you put throughout the launch. I'm able to now work closely with Microsoft and Xbox to bring more opportunities to micro content creators. Sony, again, I had like a cool working relationship with them. They had like our names on the list and stuff, but it was still great to actually put more names forward, because again, people miss out, or they don't do the homework and stuff like that. And yeah, like even going back to Xbox, they probably didn't even have any black people from the UK actually gonna be part of their review program. We actually did their work for them. And it's a shame, because it's just like, it only takes you just a day or two just to look for black creators.
Well, based on who they gave out review consoles to, you are wrong, because they clearly did find black creators. They found many, in fact. You are basically blaming Microsoft for not searching Black Women Gamer and finding someone with 200 subs and giving them a free Xbox when that would have absolutely no return on investment for them. I feel like a broken record repeating myself over and over, but I just have to stress the fact that Microsoft is a company, a massive corporation trying to make money. If they give everyone who has like 20 subs a free Xbox, how are they going to make their money back? They won't. It has little to do with your race or gender, and more to do with the fact that your content is not seen by enough people for it to actually be viable and profitable for them to give you one.
Xbox did pivot. We have to give them credit for that. This is a learning process, period. Nobody gets it right the first time they do something like this. This is the first time Xbox has had such a diverse amount of creators. They should be given credit for that. You gotta reward people when they do the right thing. PlayStation, we haven't really seen it yet.
Okay.
I know that I personally pitched myself to PlayStation. I got a response. I won't tell you what that response is because I can't give you all the scoop, but do know that I pitched myself and put myself out there.
Wow, your race baiting tactic really worked. Congratulations. I'm sure hundreds of little girls out there would have really appreciated that nice PlayStation gift box, but I know you really deserve that because you are so inspirational to the black community.
You say, well, why are you pushing yourself forward for the opportunity? Because if I can get through the door, I can shove my foot in it and hold it open for the next black girl. Period. Because that's how minorities get opportunities.
That's how minorities get opportunities, by forcibly entering a door and letting other minorities in.
We don't get them handed to us. We have to fight for them, exhaustingly so. You don't get to use Black Lives Matter for consumerism purposes and be like, let's push our game. Let's push our wallpapers and our UI all around blackness. All around blackness.
Darkness, nigga. Darkness. This is nothing but darkness.
I fully agree that the Black Lives Matter wallpaper was stupid as fuck and didn't do anything for the black community, but the same argument can be made with the non-binary option in Cold War. Are you seeing some similarities here? No matter what you do to cater to someone, they will never be happy. It will never be good enough. It's not good enough for her. They made a free Black Lives Matter wallpaper and made the lead character in their exclusive launch title a black Hispanic man, or the fact they gave her a free PS5, she's still not happy.
When, we did post our pictures that we had the Xbox, when we did post our videos, and so many people, we didn't even know, not even just in the UK, but globally, just showed so much love. And that is what it's about, impact. I've always been a thing of impact over numbers. Again, with a lot of businesses, they always play by the numbers game, and I wanted to show and prove that you don't have to have thousands or hundreds of thousands of subscribers or followers to actually show real impact in the industry that you're in. And this is not just the end, this is the beginning. It's crazy as well, because a lot of people who didn't, I guess, want to mess with me, or people who ignore my emails, are now emailing me now because it's that nice little cosign from the Xbox that they saw, or Sony and stuff.
I find it really funny that they don't ever show the amount of likes or retweets they got. We just have their word to go off of that a ton of people showed love, and judging by the fact that both of these women really don't have any subs, we can assume it was probably like 20 people. Also, people are probably hitting you up now in fear that you will call them racist bigots if they don't give you free shit. I'm just saying.
You laid it out so clearly in your PS5 unboxing. You said, it's nice to see your hard work is being noticed and you're able to be a part of something, which I can just feel it in your voice. Also, your reaction when you open the
oh yeah, that was
one of the most just pure delightful things I've ever seen.
Why does somebody with 3K on YouTube deserve to have an Xbox and rare tear tear? And I was just like, well, listen, I bring more value to somebody with probably over 100K, but they don't have anything to stand for in the industry. What do you actually bring?
They bring money to the company. The main reason they are giving out these consoles. You do know this is a business we are talking about, right? This isn't goodwill. We can get into business ethics. And by the way, if you guys don't know, I'm a business major, so I know a little bit about what I'm talking about. But regardless, anyone can see how stupid this is.
My one tweet with my son had 63,000 people look at it. That's what it meant for other black people to see me, a person that looks like them, have this.
So every one of those 64K people were black? I highly fucking doubt that. You got that many views because you were able to race bait your way into getting a free console early, and a lot of people were excited to see what it looked like.
I had so many black content creators slide into my DM, and black women slide into my DMs and go, I'm so happy to see one of us. I'm so happy to see one of us. You go, keep going, please keep going for me, keep going. And that's why I do this. I shouldn't have to pitch, hey, would you like to write about racial disparities? Please, God, please. It's reductive of my existence in gaming.
You definitely didn't have to or need to, but you did, and you got a free system out of it, so I guess that's a huge win for black women all over the world that you got free shit and they didn't.
How do you feel that's going to play out as we move forwards? Do you think it's kind of well, we solved it?
Yes.
What kind of pressure do you think needs to be applied to companies like Xbox?
We have to continue to do this. We have to continue to have these talks. They need to start to have us in the rooms. And I am very happy, and I feel very, very blessed, and I'm very, very thankful for the opportunity. Cool. Let's do more. Why don't you help us at launch with the Xbox? Why don't you give us exclusive rights to maybe something specific that maybe other content creators can't get their hands on yet? Let's see some sort of support going forward where you pull us on board to a program instead of giving us an Xbox and nothing further.
Why the fuck do black people deserve to get shit before other people? That's fucking racist. Do you not understand what the fuck you're saying? That is so stupid. Why does one race deserve to get stuff before all the other ones? You do not deserve exclusive rights to content before other people. This isn't some sort of deal Sony's doing with the black race, getting exclusive rights to their opinion on shit. What the fuck is that gonna do for the rest of women of color, which is what this whole point is based on? Holy shit, this is the stupidest fucking shit I've ever heard.
Do you feel like the companies are going to be receptive, that we are at a bit of an inflection point?
They have started. I
Okay.
did some work with Ubisoft. Watch Dogs Legion, is set in Britain. It was launching
Right.
on Black History Month in the UK. Ubisoft wanted us to work on some other titles, so we just did some distribution stuff for Assassin's Creed. We just worked with Sega for the Yakuza, Like a Dragon, and just doing some more stuff to really nurture and grow the Black POC audience, because they're not given these opportunities. Sometimes they just want to quit. Sometimes they just feel like it's just one of those ones where they don't have that person to help them or give them that, encouragement or give them that support.
Do you know how many people don't have support that still get up every day and live their life? This is the dumbest fucking excuse to not be successful. It's a classic victim mentality so many people have today, where they blame everyone else for their problems rather than just working hard and making valuable content. It's such a stupid and invalid claim that adds nothing to her argument.
It's a slow start, I'll be honest. Again, and obviously with COVID, there's only so much you can do, but hopefully by next year, I will have a games agency with Timmy where we're able to, focus and really support Black POC content creators from all different kinds of backgrounds.
You've got some really exciting
I'm trying. I think it's just a thing where, I've always been a person of, if they don't allow you in their space, create your own thing so big that the doors come knocking and you have the power to be in that position to make the decisions that you want to.
As we can see with the sheer number of women of color in every aspect of business, like the upcoming vice president, for Christ's sake, there is absolutely no excuse why you can't be successful, and blaming that on your race will get you nowhere in life.
I champion for diversity, I fight for inclusivity, I try to solve problems, and I try to amplify voices. Am I the ninja of black girls? No, I'm absolutely a trash game player. But my community loves me, and I do really good things to move things forward and to have important discussions.
Okay, so you literally just said you are trash at gaming, but you deserve a free Xbox? Okay, that sure makes a lot of sense. So you not only have zero impact on YouTube, but you also aren't even good at video games. Jesus H. Christ, what am I doing with my fucking life? I'm losing brain cells every minute that passes watching this video.
We need to do more of that in games. We need to do more of having these discussions, these cultural and diversity discussions with people, and figuring out how you can have impact, because the impact that I had when I saw who PlayStation sent their PlayStations to, and the impact that I felt when I saw the beginning round of the Xbox launch, gutted me.
So basically, you aren't happy with how they aren't catering to black people enough with the Black Lives Matter wallpaper, and by having a black Hispanic man be the lead character in their launch title, but you're gonna buy one anyway? You do know the only thing these big companies understand is money, right? And she makes this point about how her timeline is only black people, which I don't really see how that's very inclusive of all women of color, which is the title of this video. Does she know that there's other races of women? Women of color doesn't just mean black women. And she's saying now everybody on her timeline wants free shit too, after seeing how she was able to race bait to get a free console. Give me a fucking break.
So what kind of position does that put, consumers in the company and, the movement in, like, ahead of the release of Miles Morales, which obviously a lot going on, but are they about to just profit off of blackness without supporting it?
Yeah, and you know what the sad part is, and this is going to be me being very real, we're so excited to see Miles Morales, all of us, black people, we're going to buy it anyways. Instead of doing what we should do and be like, hey guys, we need to hold you accountable. And I'm sure, like you said earlier, you saw me tweeting about it, but you didn't see anybody else tweeting about it. You saw me tweeting about it, you saw stuff tweeting about it. If your timeline's mainly black, which mine is, all the black folks on my timeline started talking about it once I pointed it out. Everybody was like, hey, I didn't notice that. Oh, what the heck?
Yeah, except I've seen multiple gay, straight, white, black, and even more people who got a review console, so what the fuck are you on? These idiots are just living in an echo chamber of hypocrisy. And this woman had the nerve to say that Griffin took her shit out of context. Are you fucking kidding me?
A game like Miles Morales, which the lead is a black Puerto Rican character, and you cannot release something and not include, like, our people involved with it. So it's just to have that kind of kick up the butt to say, hey, Sony, don't forget the black people, don't forget the POCs, don't forget, the minority, don't forget the LGBT community.
What we are witnessing here is a classic example of a victim mentality. If the white man was holding black people down so badly, then why are black people some of the richest people in the world? If you somehow don't believe me, here's a list of the richest black people in the world in 2020. These black men and women worked their fucking asses off for the money that they got, and no matter what kind of inequality or racism that they faced, instead of having a worthless victim mentality and blaming white people for holding them back, they did what they could and what they needed to get to where they are today. Ice Cube had a great line from one of his songs called Us that goes, your excuse aside from being a shitty content creator?
I believe that we have to hold these companies accountable. But the problem with that, Connor, is I and every other black content creator can't hold them accountable. White people listen to white voices, and they will never listen to us. If white people listened to us, we wouldn't be in half the situations that we are in inside of the gaming space and then in the world in general. This is where allyship in the game space really needs to come into being held accountable.
Yep, once again, blaming white people for you not having any subs because you make shit content. What a great excuse.
All of the white people on our timelines, all the, white men in gaming, they need to say something. They need to do something. They need to speak up. And I will say, Jonathan Dorbush from IGN spoke up and tweeted at PlayStation and said, you guys should send her one. She is very qualified to review it and she would do a great job. I want to continue to implore people to do that. And I want to continue to implore people in the game space to use their platforms for action, not just amplifying, but actually putting in action.
Echo Chamber of Whiteness kind of sounds like a band name. That might be my favorite thing I've heard her say so far.
Hire more brown people to do things around you. Don't give anybody anything if they're not qualified for it, but start widening your net of who you think is qualified and why you think they're qualified, and make sure it's not an echo chamber of whiteness.
Essentially, she just described affirmative action. Hire people that are brown simply so that you look less racist. This creates tokenism, and hiring someone simply for the fact that they are brown spits in the face of true progression. At least she did say only hire people that are qualified, but she is still basically saying you should search out and specifically choose brown people just because they are brown. What about Asian women or another race? Why is it only about black people? This video is titled Women of Color Need to Be in Gaming More. If an Asian woman was sitting here saying that there needs to be more Asians hired, they would just say, oh, there's already so many Asian women, we don't need any more. This is such a fucking hypocritical argument.
I saw a statement from Phil Spencer recently when he said that we need more black leaders, and absolutely I agree, but it's like, if you want more black leaders, you need to hire us. you need to hire us, you need to bring us more opportunities, you need to stop hiding opportunities from us. You need to actually give us more support. We can only do so much ourselves. Like the reason why I created Naysand is because there wasn't opportunities for me. It's great that he's acknowledged it, but it's more so doing it than saying it.
Yeah, there's no such thing as a firewall against black people in the gaming industry. If you want to get hired, give the company a resume and a reason for them to hire you. If you are qualified, just like the last woman said, you will get hired. Nobody should hire you just based on the fact that you are black, like you shouldn't be hired just based on the fact that you are white. Both of those things are inherently racist.
I want to see things, I guess this is really the way I should say it to you, Connor, because I haven't said it as succinctly. Games reviews and console reviews through a prism of blackness. I want you to see it how we review and how we think, not how you review them and how you guys want them, not through using code switching language and everything else. I want you to look at things through our eyes and hear the way that we tell stories to our people.
Oh my god, she's acting like black people are some form of higher level thinking beings. This is such a fucking stupid thing to say. Give us black folk free shit so we can talk about it in our language. I don't want to hear what you white intellectuals have to say because all of us black folk are inept when it comes to technology, we gon' review it our way. She's literally making it sound like all black people are too stupid to understand technology, but we need to hear it their way. Black people are still human, you fucking idiot. They have the same thoughts and opinions as white people. This is the definition of racism. Thinking one race is better than the other, one based on their opinion, and not wanting to hear the other side. And once again, I thought this video was about women of color. Why is this all specifically directed at black people? What if we want to hear what Hispanic women have to say about the console? But I don't really see what the fuck your race has to do with video game consoles. I don't see why black people are gonna have such a different take. Just because black people are black, I don't think that they're gonna relate more with the black Xbox more than the white PlayStation. Like, what the fuck does that mean?
You have to say something and you have to do the work. I think a lot of people don't realize that it's so hard to break in this industry if you don't have that privilege to, or if you weren't, I guess, born in that privilege.
Oh, I have an enormous amount of privilege.
Oh my fucking god, dude. I was trying to be pretty professional with this video and not directly insult anyone, but this dude is the biggest fucking cuck ever. Jesus Christ. Here we go, Whitey. Bow down to the black people and tell them how privileged you are and apologize for being white. I fucking hate this mentality. This is the complete opposite of breaking boundaries between races. Morgan Freeman said it best when he said,
"How are we going to get rid of racism and stop talking about it?"
I had nothing to do with slavery. I'm not going to apologize for it. My ancestors are not even from America. I'm not going to apologize for my privilege that doesn't exist. The only privilege I have ever had is the privilege of life fucking me in the ass.
I've been extremely lucky to be
You
where
know,
I am.
I don't have it, so I have to keep bending my back. I have to keep fighting the good fight. I have to keep on making the noises. I have to keep doing the work, and actions speak louder than it, itself. Those who don't hear will feel.
Dude, how many examples of successful black women do I need to show you before you realize you need to stop having this dumbass victim mentality of blaming white people for you not having opportunities? None of them did, so why are you?
It's the same thing that we want in this world. We want equity. Black people are screaming and dying in the streets for equity right now. This world does not love us. America doesn't love us the way that we love it, unfortunately. And the same is present in games. As much as we want to try to hide our head in the sand of games, we love games so much. Could games just love us back like a little bit? Just so we can have some equity in our relationship with you.
Right, America doesn't love black people. That's why they are some of the most successful, not only in America, but the whole world. You would think if old Whitey was so oppressive, there would not be so many black millionaires in America. But I'm sorry to tell you, there are a shit ton, and they got there by not being a whiny baby, by blaming everyone else, but by putting in the hard work you claim to be doing. They didn't sit around bitching and complaining about how, oh, the white man's holding me down, I have no opportunities, there's no way I'll ever make it in life, there's no way that I can be rich and famous. No, they put in the hours, they put in the hard work. They didn't let oppression, racism, anything. They didn't let any of that shit get in their way, and they were able to make it. So you have no fucking excuse. The only excuse that you have is you're a fucking idiot. And that's a pretty good one, I guess. Alright, so that's the end of the video. As you guys can see, I'm pretty fucking fired up about this because I despise the victim mentality that people have. These people are fucking stupid. They are making all black women look bad by making them look like people who just beg and have to make stupid reasons why they should get free shit and blame white people for all their problems, why they shouldn't get opportunities. This is how true racism happens. Excluding a certain race, hiring a certain race just because they are a certain race is fucking racist. That's stupid. And this whole video is supposed to be about women of color, but in no part of the video did either of them talk about Hispanic women, Asian women, or any other race. They talked about black women. But did you notice them giving shit to other black women? No, they got free shit, and apparently now they're messiahs of the black women community. It's fucking stupid. This whole video was fucking pointless, and that's why they turned off comments and disliked, because I'm not the only one here that thinks this is fucking stupid. This is a terrible argument. It has nothing to do with them being women or black. They're just fucking stupid. You don't have to be black, white, Mexican, brown, yellow, orange to be stupid. You just gotta be fucking stupid, which they are, and I can't deal with this anymore. I'm so fucking irritated. I'm just so sick of this shit. We live in a world that is so inherently PC. We live in a world where you need to apologize for things you had no part in. We live in a world where you need to give someone something based on the color of their skin, or give someone something based on their gender, bow down to them, do whatever they say, apologize to them. I'm fucking over it. We're done with this shit. This has no place in gaming. Nobody's holding black people back from being successful in gaming. That's why there's so many black people high up in the gaming communities, because they worked for it. They're not fucking stupid like you and sit around and blame old whitey for not being successful. They worked hard and they got to where they are. Once again, I'm just so irritated that these idiots sent their hate mob after Griffin and had his video taken down, and that's really part of the reason why I wanted to make this video, because once again, in this video, I did nothing that was against TOS. I did nothing that would get this video taken down. I simply am criticizing their video they put up on YouTube, which is completely fine. There's nothing in my video that goes against TOS. I will not be taking it down. I don't care if it gets demonetized. I don't even make money on my videos yet. Griffin, if you're watching, I just want to let you know I got your back, dude. This is fucking bullshit. I'm sorry they took your video down. You did not deserve that. I hope that me putting this video up can show you how stupid that is, and hopefully you guys will go check his channel out if you don't already follow him. And I know that it takes hours and a lot of time to edit and upload videos, especially when I know he's in college and so am I. So I can relate to him. I feel bad for the dude. He had to delete his entire video and lose money for no reason. He did nothing wrong. So yeah, so this whole situation obviously got me fired up. It's fucking stupid. I'm so irritated by this shit in gaming, and this is probably what I'm gonna keep focusing my channel on, just exposing the abundant hypocrisy of these stupid babies in gaming. All these people making excuses as to why they're not successful and why they deserve free shit, and I'm not gonna let it fly by. I'm gonna expose this shit. I'm gonna let you guys know what the bullshit that's going on in the gaming industry is, and we're gonna create a more positive place for people of every race, every gender. Everybody's gonna be equal. Everybody should be equal. Nobody's better than each other. I don't deserve free shit. You don't deserve free shit unless you're doing something for the company to give you something. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it, especially if you got to this point in the video. I know it's going to be very long. I put a lot of time into these videos. I work full time. I go to school full time, but this is my passion. I love to do it. I love talking to all of you guys. So I hope you appreciate this video. I hope you can drop a like on it if you agree with me. And if you don't agree with me, drop a fucking dislike. I don't care. But if you're going to dislike the video, please explain why I'm wrong. Explain why they're right. You're probably going to have a hard time doing that, but I'd love to hear it. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram, like the video, subscribe for more videos like this, as it really does mean a lot, and I'll see you guys next time.